All right, team. This video, we're going to go over all four operations of fractions: adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. There are different rules for different operations, so it's important that we keep track of them all. When we're adding and subtracting fractions, the name of the game is to find a common denominator. Okay, we're going to do that by finding the least common multiple. So if I have 1/6 plus 3/8, I need to find a number in common between 6 and 8 by using the multiples. So I'm just going to go through the 6 house: 6, 12, 18, 24. And then my 8s, sometimes I need to go farther than that: 8, 16, 24. Boom, I've got my match right here. So this is my least common multiple, and this is what I'm going to use as my common denominator. But I need to change these denominators so that they match the 24. What do I need to multiply the 6 by to get to 24? Well, I just count. If I laid it out nicely like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm multiplying the 6 by 4 to get to 24. If I multiply the denominator by 4, I need to do that to the numerator. Over here, now I need to convert the 8ths into 24ths. So I need to multiply by 3, 1, 2, 3. If I do that to the denominator, I have to do that to the numerator to keep it all consistent. I'm going to rewrite really my unreduced fractions. It's going to be over here is 1 times 4 is 4 over 24, plus 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 3 is 24. Now that I have a common denominator, I keep the denominator the same, and I either add or subtract the numerators. In this case, I'm adding. 4 plus 9 is 13. There's my answer: 13/24 from this initial problem here. Moving on, when I'm multiplying fractions, I need to make any mixed number improper. I'm going to cross reduce if I can, and then multiply across. So if I have 2 1/3 times, let's see, what are we going to do? 1 and let's do 3. Yeah. Okay. 2 1/3 times 1 3/14. I need to make these improper. The last video talked about making these improper by going around the world. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. There's my numerator. Denominator stays the same, so 3/7. Over here, 1 times 14 is 14, plus 3 is 17. 14ths. Yes. Okay, so I've made them improper. Now I can cross reduce if I can. Cross reducing is the same as reducing, just looking across our fraction line here. 3 and 17, there's nothing I can divide out of there. How about 7 and 14? There sure is. I can divide the 7 by 14 and the 14 by 7. Did I say that right? I can divide the 7 by 7, and I can divide the 14 by 7. And I'm going to end up 7 divided by 7 is 1. 14 divided by 7 is 2. After I've cross reduced, I'm going to multiply across. 1 times 17 is 17. 3 times 2 is 6. I end up with an improper fraction, as I normally do when I'm multiplying. I need to figure out how many times 6 goes into 17 without going over, and how much is left over. And without doing the long division, I know that my answer is going to be 2 5/6. Yes. And if you want a refresher on how to do that, look at a prior video. Lastly, we're going to talk about dividing. Dividing is very similar to multiplication, the same steps, only we are going to multiply that second fraction by the reciprocal. So let's do that. I'm going to do some small numbers. 1 1/4 divided by, let's just do 2/3. Yeah, 2/3. Okay. So like multiplying, I need to make sure that any mixed number is turned into improper. I don't need to do that over here because this is not a mixed number. So this is going to be 5/4 divided by 2/3. After I made this improper, now I'm going to change this whole problem into multiplication because we know that dividing by a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. And remember, the reciprocal is just the fraction flipped upside down, where the denominator is going to become the numerator and the numerator is going to become the denominator. So this turns into a multiplication problem. First number stays the same. The second one gets flipped around, 3/2. Again, the denominator and numerator switch sides. I can cross reduce if I can. I'm not able to here. So now I'm just able to multiply across. 5 times 3 is 15. 4 times 2 is 8. Cleaned up here, this is 1 7/8. Yes. And that's how we divide. Same rules as multiplying, but the key here is we're multiplying by the reciprocal of that second number. Thanks for listening.